Hey, it's Miss Lady T. I was watching something, tarot reader, and she was talking about dream states and how certain people, and I don't need to apologize for this. I know I don't use cards a lot. Um, I do it for clarification sometimes, but I literally get these things all the time, 24/7. But she's talking about dream states and how somebody is trying to make you lose sleep, not sleep long, so you don't get these visions. Because somebody's got a huge crush on you, a huge crush on you. Um, Passive, just passive. Maybe you had a little crush on them too. But the divine will show you what's up. I've literally had probably 3 or 4 dreams of this person. It wasn't nothing weird or anything, nothing like that. The first dream I had of this person, and I'm not going to say who this is, obviously, but in my dream, we was just hanging out, watching TV, giggling, laughing, and just having a good time. It was like buddies and stuff, like best friends and shit. Okay. I woke up and I'm like, oh wow, that's cool, Maybe I should pursue, but not knowing the background of this person, so I didn't pursue it. I'm free and clear. I'm free agent. I am not attached. Whatever, but I'm hesitant because of, and some people are hesitant because of their past, of people, messing with them. Maybe you went out with somebody for a long time and then you found out they were connected to a wife, a girlfriend, a side piece, and a side wife. I mean, just the most. And it really just, it burns your biscuits, really. It does, because you're just like, God, it don't mean you got to turn love, off. Have love for yourself first and foremost. And I preach this all the time. Have love for yourself and this stuff will heal. But in my dream state, and I don't know if this might be for anybody else, first dream, cutting up, having, watching TV, watching Netflix, chill, whatever. It's cool. So I was like, oh, that's cool. About a week later, had another dream. Maybe even longer than that, couple weeks maybe. And these are, I don't think I sleep in a row more than 3 hours. I will take, and I work a night shift, so, get your 6 to 8 hours sleep. I can't tell you the last time I had 6 to 8 hours sleep. And back in the day, I was hopped up on shit, and that started my downfall of sleeping regularly. Been off all kinds of, any kind of medicine that makes you stay up, or any kind of street shit that would make you stay. Don't do that shit no more. I haven't done that shit in a year and 2 or 3 months. But it will mess up your sleep. Not saying the spell work is, they will work on that. And I've had dreams about confirmation. I've had dreams about having that in my dream too. And I'm just like, no. No. And to be just as real as shit. And wake up and like, thank God I'm not back on that shit. Never will be. Never will be. God delivered me out of it. Never will go back. Healed. But had another dream. And this dream, he was in a white shirt. He was taller than me. And it had black designs on it. I was behind him. And I touched his back. And I'm like, and I thought the dream was like, maybe I have his back. But he turned his back on me. Still yet didn't see his face. Not sure exactly who this is. Kind of feeling, but not sure. So I'm like, it's going to turn his back on me. There was a lot of people in front of him, and he turned his back. And I touched his back, and he didn't turn around. And I'm just like, man, what's that mean? Is he going to, going to be great in the beginning, and then he's going to turn his back on me? So I backed off and been like, okay, discernment, something ain't right, something ain't right. And I felt this, the energy is not right. I'm very sensitive to energy, sorry. I will, in the presence of bad energy, stuff will drop, last night, not saying anything about people I work with, a certain person walked by, and I was trying to get this broom out of the holder, and when I did, it slung up and it popped me right in the ear, and I'm just like, ah. I was like, damn, I started looking around, and I'm like, bad energy. Not necessarily they're doing any bad or selling any spell works or anything. I'm so sensitive. I will cut myself with a box or on a shelf, or just things will happen that are not great. And geese outside. But test the energy. And I think I've been away from good energy so long that I will have to know what good energy is. When you don't have accidents, when you don't drop stuff. And not saying that accidents don't happen and stuff, but when you're around certain people and the same bad stuff keeps happening, that's bad energy. Just keep your distance, you know. Had this dream, turned his back on me. So curious. Had one more dream, and this was yesterday. And these are short nap dreams, but when I'm really tired, I will dream, and I will wake up and remember it. Well, I had a dream, and this was yesterday. Same person. I was sitting on the couch facing my TV, and it was daylight outside. That's a good thing in your dream. Excuse me. And there was people around. I couldn't see who the people were. And I'm with my cats a lot during the day. And they're cats, you know, they're running around. In my dream, this person sat down on the couch, and I sat down next to him. I was like, let me find out. And what I mean by that, and I've done this one time with a date, sits down on the couch, he puts his arms out, and I simply just bury my head in his chest to watch TV, or, you know, watch TV. I'm like, let me test it and see if it feels right. So I did this in my dream, laid back, and this person, he had his arms out, his arm, on the couch, and I laid back. I go, let me find out if this is good energy or not. Laid my head down, sat there for a minute, got back up, walked toward the TV and where my cats was at, and there were some people, and everybody was like, is that the one? Is that the one? And even my cats were, is that the one? Is that the one? Meow, meow, you know, whatever. And I'm like, I don't know. I didn't feel this overwhelming love or this overwhelming connection. And at first you can, because maybe you're infatuated. Maybe it's the human part of you, you know, just, oh, somebody new. Oh, they like me. Oh. I used to jump on that quick. Used to be like, oh, let me get your phone number. Let's hang out, talk on the phone, whatever. No. Devine will show you in your dreams about what's up. But when I got up and in my dream, and I'm just like, I don't know. I was confused in my dream and confused when I woke up. But first and foremost, confusion is not part of divine stuff. It's using discernment. If it's confusing you, stay away from it. Just stay away from it. If it's meant to be, it will come back and it will be right. But if it's not right, and if it's not meant to be, it won't come back and it won't feel right, even if they come back or whatever, you know. God will put somebody in your life. And I know I'm probably speaking to people out there who's been single a while and maybe been burnt a few times, afraid of commitment. I'm not afraid of commitment, but I do use discernment. Whereas before, I'm just like, oh, you like me? Let's talk on the phone. Let's go out and have a drink, and come over for dinner. Let's go out to eat. I don't do that no more. Just because this person likes me, because I did not have that self-value. I did not have that healing. I went from, ex-husband to the next person, marry him. Ex-husband, married him. I never dated. I married the next person I basically got with and was just like, oh, this is my next husband. I never dated. And not to be bringing my old shit up. Maybe I shouldn't. I married the first guy twice. And then never had any kids. And this was at 17. Divorced at 22. Remarried again at 23. Same person. No kids. 8 months later, divorced. 2 years later, Met a man at work I worked with, and I got pregnant. And I wanted to get pregnant. I was like 23. I was 23. And I'm just like, well, I gotta marry him. I have a kid now. I'm gonna have a kid. And we got married before the child was born, my first son. And I used it. I come from a very spiritual. I mean, my family was Pentecostal. I was raised in Pentecostal church all my life, and it's like you better. And my mom, and not so much my dad, but my mom was like, you better get married soon before people start doing the math, because I was like 3 months pregnant when I got married. So you don't want to make your dad look bad because he was pastor of a church. And I'm just like, okay, let's just get married, you know. And I'd already been burnt twice, married way too young. And that's because that man was a preacher. And I thought, being brought up in the church, I'm like, well, I'm supposed to be with a preacher. I didn't use discernment. I prayed and stuff, but I don't think I was fully spiritual. And I went by what everybody else said, you know. And basically, I just wanted, I'm 17 and I'm going to be married and go, you know, my senior year in high school and be married. You know, everybody else was getting pregnant. I'm like, I'll just get married. Not that it makes anything, you know, you need to be in love. You need to know this person. And I do believe you need to be a little bit older and have more experience in relationships before you commit to marriage. But at that time, I'm just marry. Well, I was going to have that kid, you know. We got married. I was married 5 years, divorced him. So here I am, 26, married 3 times already. By the state of Ohio, I mean. Married the first guy twice. I count that as like one long bad marriage. But if you get married, you know, in any state, I believe, you have to have divorce papers that you've shown that you've got divorced from the last person, you know. So getting married for the 3rd time, quote unquote, had to, you know, I was like, well, okay, I'm married 3 times. I have a child now. I'm 25. And I'm raising this kid. Well, 5 years went by. So I was 28. And we got divorced. Just didn't work out. Met the next guy. Didn't date. Divorced my husband. Remarried this next guy 2 years later. Got pregnant again. This time I was, you know, married when I got pregnant. Well, I might as well marry him because, you know, might as well be in the marriage and we're going to be together forever because we got this kid, you know. So here I am. 2 kids, 2 different dads. 7 years apart. But I sit back now, and I've been divorced now from my last husband for almost 8 years. Probably going on 8 years, maybe 9. Had a long-term boyfriend, like 7 years. 7 years. Been single for a year and a month, I think. No boyfriend, no communication with people, no going out on dates. I've had dates before, and most of them never, you know, went anywhere or whatever. But this last year, I just stayed single. There's no dates. There's no communication with a bunch of people. Talked to a couple people. Discernment kicked in. The more spiritual I got, the more I don't mess with these people. They don't understand me, and I don't understand them now. So I'm just like, no. You get hurt enough, and you're just, you know, I believed in commitment. That's the only thing I believed in commitment was, but I never had a commitment with me or the Most High. I didn't. Even though I went to church, I sung in church, played, you know, musical instruments in church, the whole 9. Brought up in church my whole life. When I got married and stuff, not so much. Got away from church and stuff. And I thought for sure the first guy that was a preacher was, I'm going to be married. I'm going to be a preacher's wife, pastor's wife. You know, not so much pastor's daughter anymore, you know. And he eventually became pastor of my church, my dad's church, when he passed. And I never went back to that church. It's too weird. But just pay attention to your dreams. If you can jot down your dream as soon as you wake up. Weirdest thing, as soon as I wake up, for some reason, it's probably a spell word, I want to eat. I want to grab some chips, grab a Swiss cake roll, grab a fudge. I just want to eat. It's like it wipes out any memory of whatever I just dreamed about. I'll remember if it's a good dream or a bad dream. I don't have bad dreams, just informative ones. So pay attention to your dreams, because it will show you before you make your next step. Pray about it. I always ask God to send me the right person, not just any person, somebody that's you're equally yoked with. And maybe they're on the spiritual journey too. But you're going to have things in common. It can't be wham, bam, thank you, man. None of that stuff that, basing on your relationship, not because of the physical aspect of it. It's a big circle. All of it counts. So, if anything, I'm no expert or nothing. I don't, believe, but I just know I've been married a few times and a few different men and really got burnt by the last one, just burnt. And I still believe in love. Love is out there. Love is too beautiful to... Love. Makes the world go round. It makes peace. It makes war. I mean, it does do a lot of things. But be in your right mind. Watch the red flags. And as soon as I get in a relationship, I'm going to be talking about it. And I'm sure I'll help. Hi. Right now, it's just my cats. But anyway, like, share, subscribe. Pay attention to your dreams. The Most High will show you. God will show you if the person you're thinking of or interested in is somebody you maybe not should, venture. I've been shown how the karma ends. Even if this person has done bad things to you behind the scenes that you don't know about. I have been even shown, not a whole lot, but enough to know it was this person and how their karma ends. And I don't want to dip into all that stuff because it wasn't great, and I'm not trying to scare this person. I'm sure he watches my videos. I don't know. Maybe he doesn't. I don't know. But the karma was not good, and I don't want to be connected to that. I don't. Because if they're doing karma, they will try to attach their karma to you. So just use discernment. Don't fall for every, I love you, and I know I screwed up. And if they're still messing up and you're still seeing them doing the most and being with other people, I'm sorry, I don't believe you that you care for me, because it would be shown. Words and feelings, actions speak louder than words. Plain and simple, hands down, actions will speak louder than words. They can cry to the moon and back how much they love you, how much you'll be their life. I want to grow old with you. But if you see them still acting crazy out in the streets and doing the most, it's words. It's words. The devil can make words too, but actions say a lot. But hang in there. Valentine's Day's coming. You got this, whether you're with somebody or not. This Lady T, like, share, subscribe. Bye.